Today for our hero highlight, Dennis is our spotlight speaker. So I've asked him to share with us um, about a family member or himself in service. So Dennis, would you like to share with us? This is your dad, right?
Yes, this is my father. I am
If you could take a minute
absolutely,
or two to tell us
yes,
about him.
I'm absolutely honored to be able to talk about my father. His name is Claude Russell Schroader. He was born in Madison, Tennessee in 1934, and actually 1930, December of 1933. He joined the U.S. Navy during the Korean War conflict and served, uh, well, technically 20 years, officially a little bit less than that, but served on ships supporting the wars in Korea and in Vietnam. And what you see here pictured are on the upper right is my father is a tough young man in Yakima, Washington, where he grew up as a teenager before he joined the Navy. On the far left of the screen is are my parents, my mother and father, who met while he was in the Navy. He likes to talk about the picture that's in the top middle. He said he was 3 sheets to the wind when he had that picture taken. He was he's definitely is a character. The one in the lower middle shows him on one of the many ships that he served on. For those of you who know the Navy's stripes, he never wore the gold stripes. He made it to E9, Master Chief Petty Officer, and his last assignment was at the Great Lakes Naval Training Center, where he was the senior NCO in running that school. They had to custom make his red stripes. The red stripes means that he was a bad boy. He got in trouble. He said he could never keep his mouth shut around stupid officers. And when we talked about my joining the service, and he recommended I become an officer, he said, just don't be a stupid officer. And I did my best to follow that advice. And the last picture is of my father about, maybe 15, 20 years ago with his father, who lived to be 100, and my father is now 90 years old. So thank you for that opportunity to highlight him. I love and appreciate him very much.
Well, thank you for sharing that, and thank him for his service. I know he's passed, right? Or is he still
No,
alive?
my father is still living.
Oh,
I
he
went to
is. Well, thank
visit
him
him
for
in
his
Tacoma,
service.
Washington this past June.
Okay, well, thank him for his service. Thank you for your service. I want to thank everyone here who has served or who has family who served, because as a family member of those who are serving, in a way, we are serving as well. I tell people, my boys all volunteered, but I was drafted to be a military mom. So, and it's been my pleasure. It's been a blessing. But yes, thank him for his service. And
Well,
see. So Dennis, you just got a little introduction to Dennis. He is our spotlight speaker today, and he is with a nonprofit called the Price of Freedom Foundation. And
yes.
um, uh, I have had the blessing of being able to meet with Dennis a few different times, other than here in this meeting as well. And I highly recommend everybody to set up one-to-ones with Dennis. I feel more like you're a friend than just a business associate. And Dennis is going to be doing the story of my son who died in 2012. So I'm really looking forward to that. But you had a busy summer, didn't you?
I did indeed. In fact, I've put over 10,000 miles on my car since the 10th of June because I traveled to Washington State, visited with family and friends out there, came back, traveled to Washington, D.C., where I was asked to speak at a conference for nonprofits. And then back from that, I live near Nashville, Tennessee, for reference purposes. And then I went to San Diego, California, where we presented on the deck of the USS Midway our first published work, which is honoring the life of Machinist Mate First Class Alfonso Abdel Amos, whose family lives there in San Diego, and he had actually been assigned to the Midway twice during his career. I just put in the chat all my contact information, as well as at the very bottom of that is the video of that 1 hour presentation we did. So I guess a little bit talking about my story. I sent some photos. I don't know if you're going to want to use any of those or not, but my life
Oh, I
really,
didn't realize you sent more. I'm
yeah,
sorry. I
okay,
must have missed
not
that.
a problem. My life started around the military. Obviously, I was born into a Navy family. I was born in the Oak Knoll Naval Hospital in Oakland, California, in June of 1956. That hospital is no longer around, but so all of my childhood was spent as a basically as we call it a Navy brat, but moved around, bounced around a lot. And my father spent a lot of time at sea. I had really, by the time I got into high school, he had retired. We had moved and settled into Tacoma, Washington. I joined the Sea Cadets while I was in high school. I had desired to go into actually the very last picture there. That on the very last, I think I sent 3 emails. Would be the first one I'd want to
Oh,
have.
okay. Let me go back there.
Yeah.
Second. Let's see.
So, I really wanted to go Navy. My desire was to be Blue Water Navy, but there's one more email should be that's the first one. So I applied for ROTC scholarships because I did well in high school, and applied for the Navy. Actually came back and said, we're going to offer you a 4-year ROTC scholarship. However, you have to be a Marine because I have defective color vision. And I was crushed. And did some pretty stupid things that a 17-year-old mind would come up with, but fortunately I survived those that stupidity. But the Army came through and offered me a scholarship as well. And what you're seeing there is from my officer or the ROTC advanced camp at Fort Lewis in July of 1977. The following year, I became a commissioned officer and was married and became a medical service corps officer. So I wasn't in combat arms. I was basically in the medical department, the service and support element. My first assignment was with an armor battalion, however, in probably the swampiest piece of ground that the Army had at Fort Stewart, Georgia, and served there at Fort Stewart for 2 years. Got reassigned to Fort Lewis. I was assigned to another infantry division, this time at the medical company headquarters. Let's see if go up. Okay, so what we're seeing, we don't have any pictures of my early days, but those first 2 images there were taken after I was finished my time at the division, and I was with the readiness group. So that's the 6th Army patch there, and basically we advised and the Guard and Reserve units within the states of Washington and Oregon, which were more back then in the early 80s. I left active duty for a little bit of time. I had a divorce, wanted to stay close around to my kids. This picture actually was after I was able to come back on active duty, and I was selected to attend the Army's Commander General Staff College in person. A lot of folks don't get to do that, so I felt honored that I was able to do that. I spent 7 years recruiting doctors for the Army. This picture actually was of my last official, from my last official assignment. I was the Chief of Reserve Affairs out at Tripler Army Medical Center in Honolulu, Hawaii. And I felt honored that this is one of the sergeants who worked. She didn't work for me. I didn't have any soldiers who worked for me, but she worked in that same office and asked for me specifically to administer her reenlistment oath. So I felt, touched that somebody respected me that much to do that. Once I reached 20 years of service, oh, this, I love this picture. This goes back to when I was at my officer advanced course in the mid 80s at San Antonio, Texas. The rest of the Army will say, you medics are not the real Army. And I'm showing this as living proof. This was our PT uniform. This is what we would wear when we would go and do our exercise is in the morning. So, the red shirts that you can't really see, but say live long and perspire. The tight gray running shorts. It was a different time back then. And yeah, no, none of the infantry and armor guys would want to associate with us. We lived a good life, I guess they would say. So this was when I left active duty, I stayed in the reserves and served in one of the units that I had advised. This unit was a MASH hospital, the 313th MASH out of Vancouver Barracks, Washington. And this was the commander of that unit to my right. I'm on the left. As they gave me an award when I was returning back to active duty. Again, I felt honored that they wanted me to be a part of their unit, having been an advisor to them from the active component, and that they really were happy for me, but sad to see me go. But that's from that time there. Let's see, the only thing, so basically this was when I was a medical recruiter in Philadelphia. That's my second wife there. And that was from when I was at Tripler. We did some tactical training too, and I actually brought a lot of units out there thinking they thought they were gonna have a vacation in Hawaii. I put them to work. And then the last one was 11 years after I retired in 2000. I was asked to come back, and I did a 2-year retiree recall up at Fort Knox, Kentucky. And this was taken during that time I was back on. I thought I was ancient at that time, and I'm more ancient now. So after my time in service, I got a job that brought me here to Middle Tennessee, and it troubled me. Well, I was first very pleased to see after 9/11 that there was a lot more support being shown to people who served and people who suffered in their service or died in their service than that had been shown in the 70s and early 80s. And so I was pleased about that. But then I started thinking about all the folks that never got that kind of attention, those families in particular, which is why when the job that brought me to Middle Tennessee went away and nobody else was jumping on the bandwagon to hire a 62-year-old dude here, that I started the Price of Freedom Foundation. And the purpose of this in a nutshell here is to collect, preserve, and tell the complete life stories of those who died in military service or as a result of their military service, regardless of cause. And so that's what I'm dedicating my life to. And that's what I'm honored to work with Angela to tell her son's story, because nobody else is doing it. I mean, we get little bits and pieces, but it's necessary, I think. And I tried to keep myself within 10 minutes to give you time to get kind of caught up with other things that you do, and to respect everybody's time frames here. So unless you got other questions of me, I think that's it. Thank you, Angela.
Yeah, we have a few minutes for if people have questions. Okay, Tom's got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Have you gotten in touch at all with Charlie Strange?
That name is not familiar. I have
Okay.
not.
Well, what I'm going to do is I do not see your contact info anywhere in the chat. I went up and down several times, but I'd love to get you connected with Charlie Strange. He is Michael Strange's father. He was from SEAL Team 6,
Okay,
died overseas, you know, that whole nine. But I am directly connected with Charlie and his foundation for his son. So I would like to get you connected with him
I'd appreciate
in
that.
that, because Charlie has published his own book
Right,
in the memory of his son and those 29 other soldiers that were with him
right.
the day that, you know, all that went wrong. So I'd love to get you connected with Charlie, and then I'm also connected with a couple other foundations in Pennsylvania that
That'd be great.
are started after Gold Star
Right.
with Gold Star families, you know, which I don't know if everybody, she's so very humble, but we have to remember that Angela is a Gold Star mother. That is very important to know, and that is very important to represent and acknowledge. Thank you for what your family has done for our country and our freedoms.
Thank
Yep.
you, Tom. It's a hard thing. I think I'm a writer, but it would be really hard for me to do the research and to emotionally, I can easily do an interview and share stories, but to actually do that nitty-gritty work that Dennis is going to have to do,
Right.
it is a real blessing. Um, so
I would ask, I know it's an hour-long video that I posted the link to up there, but I really think it would be worthwhile for anyone who is concerned about you know, what our cause is to watch that video, because in there we have, I speak a little bit, but I really we spend a lot of more time with the writer of our book, who did a lot of the research about this man's story, and one of the family members, and to talk about what it did for both of them in different ways to be working on this. I mean, those are the kinds of things you're not going to put in a book. You're not going to be able to see if we ever get to the point of being able to make a documentary video, because we want to do that as well. But it was hugely rewarding to me, and validating the purpose of what I'm doing.
where did you put that information? Is it in here?
That is at the very, so when I put my information in the chat, I'm like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th item from the bottom, and there's all kinds of links. It's the very last link. It says the
Okay.
video of our first public event.
Good to know. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Anybody else have we got time for one more question. Anybody else have a question?
How about everybody look at the camera and I'll take a picture?
Oh, let's do
please do
that.
that.
Let me get my snippet thing here and take a picture. 1 second. Okay, everybody, give us a smile. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm accustomed to, I've been doing this for now about going on 6 years, and I'm accustomed to going to networking events and making the room silent after I speak. So it's like, I try and go last.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. Well, let's see here. Get back to our slides. Present.
Can I interrupt just a second?
Yes.
If you would put your information in again, Dennis, I'm not
I
finding.
will just, I'm gonna see, okay, let me try that one more time.
And thank you for all that information. That's amazing.
All right.
And this screenshot is also on the Alignable on
Okay.
Facebook, on LinkedIn too. So for his information. So thank you again. Thank you so much, Dennis. That was great.